is there something inherently wrong or unseemly with corporations taking advantage of the tax code and just simply fleeing higher taxes or not trying to pay the biggest tax that they could? Brings us to our next real deal. Hey, the White House wants you to believe that these companies are evil or un-American when they decide to seek lower tax rates by moving overseas. But on the other end of this, you have Wall Street critics who are saying, if you think that this rally is up, you're kidding yourself. It's only because of these buybacks. So, Dani, when it comes to these taxes and it comes to the bottom line, I know people are quick to demonize, but isn't it just a smart legal move on the part of these companies?
Well, there's a lot of smart moves going on with companies with interest rates as low as they are, and they're borrowing money to buy back their stock. And they're also thinking long term. And the biopharmas especially look at, this opportunity to move overseas as like the least risky thing, as opposed to getting the regulatory bump that they're going to get if they do that.
As someone that sort of wears their, her emotional, love of humanity on her sleeves, does this interfere with your investment theories?
No, because I think that a lot of this also has to do with the fact that it's the central banks that are actually, making all of this happen to some degree.
So you buy stocks with big buybacks, but what about those that move overseas that do the inversion thing? Would you own those stocks?
Sometimes I do own them, and it's by default. But you have to look at. I'm not avoiding the Mark Cuban and the diatribe that he had on Twitter, but I do think that everybody has to pay taxes, and this is America, where we are invested in trying to get around every loophole we possibly can.
When you say we, you mean we, all of us.
Let's pull up Mark Cuban's tweet real quick. So he's tweeted, Mark Cuban on tax inversions. If you move overseas, I'm selling your stock. So my question to you was, how much do you think investors care? Like Dani, you said, is the lover of all things right and good, but she sometimes does own these stocks. Do you think investors are hearing Cuban and following his lead?
I think out of every 1 million individual investors out there, one sold their stocks after Mark Cuban's tweet.
Listen, this is the hand these companies were dealt by the government because of the tax code. So if you're dealt this hand, what your goal is to get the best bottom line for your shareholders. The best bottom line for Windstream was to convert into
all right, but Matt, the argument, though, real quick, Matt, on the idea, though, that these corporate America keeps finding ways to engineer the way to success, not build the top line, not real demand for their products, what they're doing is all engineering. It began with firing a lot of people, bringing in technology, finding tax safe havens. Is there something about this rally that should be with an asterisk? In other words, it's not all about pure organic growth.
The overall rally, no. Individual companies, yes. I think you put an asterisk next to Windstream, for example. I wouldn't buy Windstream on the fact that they did this REIT conversion. I don't like it before. I don't like it after. It unlocks some value to the company. But you're not buying a company based on the fact that it's doing inversion. You're buying a company based on the fundamentals, and the fact they do that, that's a bonus, in my opinion.
This tax code hasn't been updated in the U.S. since 1986. Every other country has had a lower tax code since then. I mean, Tracy mentions this all the time when she's here, but we need to update the American tax code system.
I will quibble with you. I think it has been updated. I think they added pages to it.